Hey y'all, welcome to Boundaries and Grace. Today we're talking about the inferior man. All right. Now, y'all, of course, with my recent content, a lot of people have made a lot of assumptions. I went up, by the way, shout out to y'all. I went up about 10,000 followers in 10 days. So I'm getting a whole lot of stuff. Okay. I'm getting a lot of DMs, getting a lot of comments. And because of the nature of my last two episodes in particular, called The Last Train Out, Last Appeals to Women, Part 1 and Part 2, there have been some assumptions about my alignment in terms of who am I for? Well, let's set the record straight. I'm for reasonable people. The goal, y'all, right now, let me tell you what we're doing here. We're drawing some very clear distinctions between who is who. Who's this and who's that? Okay, who's going in this direction and who's going in that direction? Because of my last two episodes and the popularity of the reels, which is cool, but it's not the whole picture. So today we're going to talk about the male side. Yeah, some people are out here now. You just found me in the last week. And you're like, Taylor's getting the degenerate women. Like, go get them. I'm coming for the degenerate men today. Let's get the men today. Y'all are going to see the bigger picture as we go through this, okay? But we're going to specifically talk about the inferior man. 5 markers of the inferior man. Number 1, a bad attitude. The inferior man is apathetic, has a victim mentality. These people are they're hopeless types. They're hands up. There's something in psychology called learned helplessness, where you essentially develop a mind that says, I can't, to put it very simply. And so whenever you're faced with a challenge, whenever you have a confrontation, you lack resiliency, it's hands up. You just kind of you noodle over. You just noodle over. You learned helplessness. I figure I can't, I feel like I can't, and so I can't, and so I won't. Okay, these people are apathetic, victim mentality, always blaming someone else for your negative state or outcomes. A supervisor is out to get you, or it's the system, or your parents, or your wife, or women in general. Somebody is out to get you. It reminds me of, I really don't want to do this, but I'm going to say it. It reminds me of Christians who are always talking about the damn devil. This kind of mentality exists with men, exists with women, it exists in all contexts. Always talking about the devil. The devil stopping, the devil did, but what about you? It's always you. I can't even do that today. I'm not even going to do that. I cannot. So those people are always blaming somebody else for your negative state or outcomes. It's a supervisor out to get you, the system, your parents, or your wife. The same way that women, y'all go through the comments on the BMI stuff, on the obesity stuff. It's the system. The BMI is racist. Men do the same stuff. They just they just talk about different systems. It's always a system keeping you down, or your parents or your wife. Any of those things could be negatively impacting you. Did you hear me? I just validated you. Let me just say it very clearly. I'm validating that it very well could be a legal system. It really could be what your parents did or didn't do. It really could be your out of line wife, girlfriend, or whatever. All of these things could absolutely be impacting you. The issue is you allow it to determine you, determine your fate, determine your outcomes. Anything could be negatively impacting you, but you allow it to determine your state of being. You allow it to determine where you can go or not go. You allow it to limit you. And that's the problem. You play into the system when you are a victim to the system. When your mentality tells you that you are a victim and you agree and you live like that, behave like that, you're aligned with that identity, it will be your fate. Number 2, the inferior man. Out of shape. The inferior man's It's a marker. This isn't every single inferior. The inferior man, one marker of the inferior man, out of shape. There's a lot of self-esteem linked up in that. When you don't take care of the body that you walk around in every day, out of shape, you avoid lifting or cardio or both. Everybody needs to be doing strength training, y'all. We could talk about that another time. But inferior men, you don't care for your body, you're sloppy. The way you care for yourself really does matter, okay? How you feel on the inside really does show up on the outside. Not to mention the way that people interact with you when you care for yourself. It matters. It's helpful. When people feel like you take care of yourself, they take care of you better. Your environment, your house, clean up your stuff. Your mattress at this point, if you are out of college age, you need a whole bed. I don't want to hear any excuses. You need a whole bed. That mattress should not be on the floor. That mattress should not be on the floor. You need a bed frame, headboard. Okay? I'm serious. You should not just be sleeping with blankets on your bed, sir. It looks sad. Y'all look so sad. The red sheet, y'all got like these like red sheets and blankets on the bed. It's just not attractive. It's not appealing. Get real comforter. A real comforter. Not these blankets on the bed. See, look, he said my woman made fun of me for my red comforter. 5 markers of the inferior man. This is number 3. You're an enabler of bad behavior. You lack standards and accountability for yourself and others. You are undisciplined and allow others to be close to you who are the same. You are accommodating to a fault. You're so nice, so no one ever has an issue with you. You're a great employee. And for some aggressive and domineering women, you are a great spouse on one hand. You're a great spouse on one hand because she's going to be able to do whatever she wants to do, passive. She's going to be able to do whatever she wants to do. But on the other hand, she doesn't respect you. Women who can just run men can stay with you for whatever benefits and rewards they feel like they can get out of you, but they will not respect you. And the inferior man lacks such self-esteem that he will put up with the disrespect in exchange for company, no matter how bad the company is. He lacks such self-esteem that in his discomfort, he finds ways to cope, like repressing how uncomfortable, how painful, how disturbing, how sickening, it is to be treated that way. But he lacks such self-esteem that he doesn't speak up about it. Maybe he speaks up about it, but takes no action to do anything about it. Action like setting boundaries, action like, in some cases, leaving. She'll show you that she doesn't respect you. She might do it in minor ways or major ways. We have 2 more points after this. Then I'm going to talk a little bit about where these guys come from. I'm going to give you a little bit about a solution, okay? The inferior man enables bad behavior. He accepts dominating women, okay? Dominating women or aggressive women, women who they lack relational skill or depth. Okay, there's not an emotional attachment. It's a transaction. It's a functional attachment. Maybe you're like sharing bills, or you're paying the bills, and you're paying the bills, that's helping her like function or something, or maybe you're helping with her kids, but there's not an emotional, relational attachment together. You're together, but not attached. When we're talking about attached, there is an intimacy, there's trust, vulnerability, okay? There's an intimacy there. People can be together, but not emotionally attached. And women who are with men who enable bad behavior are not emotionally attached. They are functionally attached. There's something that I'm getting out of you. We are trading services. Oh my goodness. So men like this, you'll accept a dominating woman, or hear this, or you don't accept women at all. This is the incel. This is the incel. This is the involuntarily celibate. I'm not talking about what you're doing spiritually, religiously. I'm not doing that today. This is the extreme where he's not even in relationship with any kind of women. He has opted out. Okay, he has opted out, or he is disallowed. He's denied access to women by women. They won't even take him on. He serves like no functional purpose in their life. This is the incel, right? These are the guys who are warding off all women, warding them off. They're like, I can't even do it. These women are evil. These women are going to take everything from me. I cannot. They don't have enough of a self-concept. They don't have enough sense of themselves. They feel invisible to women. They feel helpless when with a woman. So they just like disconnect from women altogether. These are the incels. They've enabled so much bad behavior. They don't know how to stop it. They don't know how to stop the bad behavior. They don't know how to put boundaries in place. They don't know how to speak up. They just totally get out the game altogether. Okay? I don't want to go too hard on that one because I know they're a very sensitive group. You want to talk about sensitive women? The incel group, all right, fine, I'll say it. The incel group is so angry. They're so angry. They're so angry because this one thing, oh my gosh, I should not say this. Yes, I should. They are denied this major aspect of masculinity, which is sexual relationship with women. Okay? And when they're denied it for so long, and when they're denied it so intensely, that rejection turns inward. I feel so bad about myself. I'm so ashamed of who I am as a man. And then it comes back outward. So it came to them. I internalized it. I felt it about me. And now I become angry at you. These are very, very angry men. Did you hear what I said? The rejection comes towards them. It's intense. It's there's a lot of it. It's voluminous. It's almost all the time. And I got so much of it. I turn it in. It becomes shame about me, even guilt of who I didn't become, guilt about decisions I've made or didn't make. All this rejection came towards me. I turn it inward. And then the pressure has built, and now I'm exploding outward. These are angry men. Number 4, the inferior man lacks purpose and mission. This man is floating, lost, aimless. That doesn't mean that they don't have a lot of ideas. The inferior man is a dreamer, not a doer. Okay? I like this distinction that's made between people who dream and people who have vision. Dreamers are like in fantasy. People who have vision work towards it. You build a foundation, and then you build strategy, and then you build pillars, and then you build a house. People that dream just think about it. Okay? The inferior man is a dreamer. Lacking purpose and vision, might have a lot of ideas, but doesn't have any idea how to get there. A man without purpose is a destructive force. Being plugged into your purpose, that's actually the word. You're plugged in. You're being sourced. You're plugged in. You're being energized by what you do. Your work is no longer work. It's your embodiment. Like right now, I'm really just being myself. When your purpose is your work is your purpose, you are energized by the work. When a woman's not plugged into her purpose, it's usually not a big deal. Honestly, it's usually not a big deal. Quote me on that. It's usually not that big of a deal. Not that big of a deal. She just needs to be scooped up with somebody that got a purpose and get on his program, and she gonna be all right. She really gonna be okay. If he don't have to be doing anything in particular. He just needs to have a plan, and she's gonna be all right. Right? In general, a man not plugged into his purpose can be volatile, destructive, explosive. He breaks things, or he becomes disconnected. He's not plugged into his source. So it's like he's powered down. He's snipped, if you know what I'm saying. He's snipped. I hate to say it, guys. When men are snipped, all right, they become powered down. So you're not actively destructive. You destroy yourself. You don't have traction, momentum. You're not moving forward. You're powered down. The inferior man lacks purpose and mission. Number 5, the inferior man rejects femininity. This man can be active, physically active with women, but he rejects femininity. A masculine man likes women. A feminine woman likes men, just to even it out so we can all be very clear. A feminine woman likes men. A masculine man likes women. Hello? He embraces her femininity. Did you hear the word embrace? Not tolerates. Y'all, you weirdos. It's weird to feel like you're tolerating a woman or tolerating a man's masculinity, tolerating a woman's femininity. Like, you have a problem. If you feel like you gotta like a man's being a man and you're like, oh, I wish he wouldn't. A woman's being a woman, you're like, God damn, I wish she would just be more like a man. Men are like, women aren't logical enough. But you also identify logic as like this masculine thing. You want women to act like men, but you want to have physical connection with her like a woman, but you want her emotions to be like a man. You have a problem. You got a problem. You might even be sincerely confused. Feminine women like masculine men like feminine women. I mean, do I need to get more specific? He embraces her femininity and learns and understands his relationship or role to it. We have a lot of inferior men. He wants a woman to get on his program, but he doesn't want to understand how she was programmed. He doesn't want to understand her programming as a woman. Men are going to be like, you can't tell men what to do, but you want women to listen to men about how to be with a man. But when a woman's talking about how to be with a woman, it's a problem. You're my problem. You're the man I'm talking about. You're the issue. Like, if you can't even get this basic frame, I'm really not for you. We've got a lot of people, men, that are trying to crush women's emotions. It's like, we shouldn't be worried about women's emotions. You want women to be emotional when it comes to loving and being affectionate towards you, right? But when she has emotions about any old thing, she's still a woman. Women are women. Men are men. I mean, goodness gracious. That's like the most like groundbreaking thing of 2024, 2025. Women are women. Men are men. Women are going to be like women. Men are going to be like men. Surprise, surprise. We're not going to try to make women like men and be like, just be logical, just be rational. You think that this is me 24/7 in my relationship? Hell no. You need to come on here and tell y'all. It ain't like that every second, every day. The inferior man wants to eliminate or greatly reduce a woman's femininity, which includes her emotional life. Femininity isn't the way that someone looks. It's not the way that someone dresses. Now, it can manifest in those ways, but that's not what it is. Do y'all understand this difference? The manifestation of something, the way it appears in the world, and the essence of something are two different things. They're related, but they're not the same. So femininity isn't a look. It's not a tone. I can't tell you how many masculine women I have talked to but their tone is so sweet. Their tone is so sweet. So the essence of femininity includes, among other things, I'm just going to focus on this one in particular because this one thing in particular seems to be the most villainized by the inferior man. Her emotions, her emotional life is a part of her femininity, just like the logical life, the rational life is a part of masculinity, and a very important part. So we don't try to reduce a woman's emotional life. Now, what she does need to do is manage her emotional life, regulate her emotional life, put her emotional life under her direction to the best of her ability. Just like a man needs to put his masculine life, his logic, his rationale under his direction. He can't, if his logical life prevents him from being able to make space for the emotional life, it's not under his control and his direction. He has to direct and manage his masculine life, his masculine essence. If masculine men did what their nature told them to do at work, we'd have a whole lot more broke people because people are going to be out of a job fast. It would be chaos, destruction. It would be very, very bad. So a man's masculine essence and a woman's feminine essence are these unbound, powerful things that need to be managed in relationship in order to relate in a balanced and healthy way with each other.